What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to TD PHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Thank you so much for waking up with TD in the morning. Struggling this morning, my voice, trying to hold on to whatever I have left. Um, Out and about right now, taking my son to school, so we're sitting in the carpool. And I said, you know what? I can still go live at 7. I'm about 4 minutes late, but it's all good. So, a lot to talk about. Just gonna keep it simple this morning. By the way, I did drop the link in the comment section just in case you want to come in and join the conversation. Um, I'm doing good, y'all. I see y'all checking on me in the comment section. Shout out to the Mod Squad. Shout out to all the members and shout out to all the subscribers. Welcome to TV Fans Talk. Listen, tough loss yesterday. Tough loss yesterday. But it is what it is. The reality of the Miami Dolphins, and we're going to talk about that loss, is we have so many areas that we just need to be better in. These areas we can be better in, uh, work and having better decision making skills. Just to think about some of the things that we can be better in. It's coaching, man. We can definitely be better in coaching, our decision making. I just think some things aren't considered in the regular flow of the game. Like early in the game, we can go for it on fourth down. And I understand you force overtime and you take the points. But the one thing that I don't understand is throughout the entire game yesterday, somewhat on a large scale, got whatever they wanted on offense. They still moved the ball down the field with the exception of, a turnover. But they pretty much moved the ball. And it was a really hard task to stop them from like in a critical moment in the game where Jacoby Brissett has taken the team all the way down the field. Punched it in for a 2-point conversion. In the overtime, Jacoby Brissett takes us all the way down the field, and we have a 4th and 2 situation or one. Because this is overtime. This is overtime. Both teams get an opportunity if you stop them from scoring a touchdown. And this is overtime. Your defense did their job to a degree by forcing a field goal and giving you a chance. You put your foot on their throat and end it. You go down, and if you don't pick up that fourth down, you live with the results. Because kicking another field goal, we have not had great success keeping them out of the field goal territory. One or two simple plays, and they're in field goal territory all day. Let me know in the comment section. Can y'all hear me? Let me know in the comment section. Kind of low, but we can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you. It's just breaking up. Cause I'm not home. I'm actually out right now. So that's on me. I'm sorry about that. Let me see about taking these earpods out. Maybe this will help. I just took the earpods out. Can y'all hear me better now? You're in and out. All right, man. I took the earpods out. Can y'all hear me better now? Been, but y'all let me know if it's still breaking in and out as I'm telling y'all this. Why you on Master at Work's internet? Right now, taking my son to school. My wife usually does, but with the kids, so I told her go ahead and take him to school. So I figured a little in and out still. Well, I'm sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about the in and out. It is what it is. Um, it's louder now. I'll try my best to speak up. Sorry about the in and out. I'm out right now. But anyway, man, like I was saying, you got to go for it on that fourth down. I understand the political process of you kick the field goal and you put it on your defense to make a stop and try to make a play after that. But they had been going down the field getting what they wanted to a degree, to at least at a minimum be in field goal range all day. You have to go for it. You got to be thinking touchdown. I want to end this game. And another thing, every time we're in a short and distance situation, we're running the ball like we've proven that we can run in an obvious running situation. Do y'all realize the only time that we can run the ball is when it's not an obvious running situation and we're handing it off typically in a halfback draw? We are continuing to try to run the ball in obvious running situations and can't get nothing as a result. Spread out the offense so that you can spread out the defense, giving the quarterback less pressure in the box, also giving the running back less guys that he has to try to avoid if you do hand it off. And just in case they send a blitz or anything like that, you can hit a wide receiver real quick on a play. It absolutely makes no sense. We constantly try to run the ball on 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1 and rarely get it. And we keep doing it as if we've had a continuous level of success trying. Makes no sense whatsoever. And this is all the play calling and stuff that I'm talking about right now. When did Jacoby Brissett get active and start moving the ball? When we spread it out, shotgun, fake the handoff, back to pass, getting great mid-range completions all over the field. 7 yards here, 11 yards there, 6 yards there, 8 yards there, 15 yards there. It's that simple. You got to spread it out. You have to. You have to, man. This is ridiculous, man. You already know there's fans out there who will legitimately be blaming Tua for some reason. Ain't nobody trying to blame Tua for nothing he had nothing to do with. Those people you just got to ignore because they're actually trying to get under the people's skin. If somebody says this is all Tua's fault and you're bothered by it, you're the exact reason they said it, just to get under your skin. If anybody says this is Tua's fault, and you even entertain it, you're the very reason they're saying it. To get under your skin. Tua didn't dress up yesterday. Tua didn't play yesterday. He has nothing to do with what happened yesterday. I think our coaching failed us to a degree yesterday. I feel like they got better in the third and fourth quarter, but I also feel like they dropped the ball in like one of the most critical moments in overtime. I think the coaching somewhat failed us. Now they opened up the offense a little more for Jacoby Brissett, and rightfully so, because we knew that he could handle a little more. And also Jacoby Brissett made a lot of plays with his legs, escaping pressure. Jacoby Brissett made a lot of plays with his legs, escaping pressure. Jacoby Brissett extended some plays where he literally bought himself 5 or 6 seconds to throw the ball. And there were times where, well, I'll get on the O-line in a second. That's where Jacoby Brissett's value is right now on this team. Is he an elite passer or a great passer or a good passer? I can't even go that far. He's a serviceable passer. He can surprise you on occasions and make a play here and there. He can surprise you on occasions and make a play. But I was impressed by his ability to escape pressure, get out of trouble. The man only took 2 sacks in the entire game. Think about that. Two sacks in the entire game. He was a huge part of why we even had a chance to win that game. Jacoby Brissett played well yesterday. Did he play great? No. Did he play good? Close, but not quite. He played well yesterday. Early in the game, I felt like he was making too many mistakes in like the first 2 or 3 drives. But then he started to pick it up and compensate by making plays that we should not have made. And I had to be honest with you. If he plays like that again and, we win that Colts game, I think that is going to be very important for them to go ahead and keep riding out with Jacoby, because at this point right now, I feel like he gives us the best chance to win, given that our O-line is struggling. In regards to Tua being our starting quarterback, we need to get a great O-line to even give that kid a chance. It's just not going to work with the O-line setup that we have now. Jacoby Brissett is more equipped to handle this O-line. He only got sacked twice yesterday. Plenty of pressures, but he got out of there. He made plays. That's not Tua's skill set right now. He needs the things around him to be great. He needs an O-line. And a lot of people don't see it that way because all they think about is Tua has a better arm than just Brissett, and I agree. But what good is a better arm if you can't escape pressure to use it? You don't make the best decision once the pressure does come. Tua needs a great O-line, then he'd be able to show you what we love so much about his arm. Somebody said, you're just saying Jacoby is a better QB in a nice way. No, I'm not even saying that because I don't like to say Jacoby is a better QB because Tua is a better pocket passer to me, but Jacoby testing. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me now? Can y'all hear me now? All right, cool. My bad, y'all. It was a phone call coming in, and it actually messes the stream up. And I have to go out and come back in for the audio to work. So that's what sucks about it. So anytime I get a phone call and it cuts out, y'all got to give me like 30 seconds. I can go out of it and come right back in. But what I was saying is, I'm not saying Jacoby Brissett is better than Tua. Let's get that straight now. It's just that the way that this team is constructed at this moment, Jacoby Brissett's skill sets are better conducive to what we're trying to do. Tua is unable to show his full arsenal if he doesn't have the time that he needs to do it. He can't operate under this level of pressure consistently to make enough plays. Will he escape sometimes? Yes. Will he make plays sometimes? Yes. But not as much as Jacoby Brissett. If we had a great O-line, it would be Tua all way. We would be an efficient offense. I think we would still struggle at times to punch it in the end zone, but we would move the ball just as well as just Brissett does. But right now, Jacoby Brissett being a bigger body, where the defense, think about it, the Raiders started the game trying to frazzle Jacoby and blitz him a lot. I want y'all to think about that. Early in the game, they were sending pressure. And they were actually successful, like, in my opinion, like the first two drives, maybe. And then Jacoby started finding ways to use his legs, make a pay, escape the pressure, extend plays to make a bigger play.
and they just stopped blitzing. It's like they were like, oh, well, let's not get burnt all game. You know, he does have the ability to give it to us sometimes, and his defense is playing well. Let's just be solid and play base D. They stopped the blitzing. And with Tua, they're going to have a higher success rate, so they keep bringing it to him. They keep coming. So that's the truth, the honest truth about the situation. Tua is a better quarterback than Jacoby Brissett, even in my opinion. The issue is he can't show that he's better with this O-line. But Jacoby Brissett gets to look like he's better because he can better handle an O-line like this. And this is why I be trying to tell y'all, the better the quarterback and the more mobile they are, the less of an O-line that you need. Imagine, and I'm trying not to say certain people's names. So imagine Kyler Murray without O-line yesterday. We don't lose. Imagine Lamar Jackson without O-line yesterday. We don't lose. Josh Allen, even Dak Prescott, Russell, the mobile quarterbacks with our O-line yesterday who are better passers than Jacoby Brissett, it ain't no way we lose with this O-line. And it's such a shame how many people wanted the O-line to just destroy Jacoby yesterday to try to prove this point that it's not the quarterback, it's the O-line only. It's not the quarterback, it's the O-line only. And you did not succeed in proving that point yesterday. Because this is what I tried to tell y'all. Even though the O-line is bad, which they didn't play bad yesterday, they started the game in like the first 3 drives playing bad. But after that, boy, oh boy, they look like a sharp O-line. They look like an O-line that did enough to help Jacoby get the job done. Do you see how if a quarterback extends plays and makes plays regardless of the pressure, we don't look at our O-line as bad? Yeah, we're still going to criticize. Yeah, we're still going to blame them for everything. But they certainly didn't look as bad as they looked with our other quarterback. That's just the truth. And that's how the game is played. The better the quarterback at escaping pressure and using their legs, they overcompensate for bad O-lines. And the crazy thing is, some of these guys' O-lines are not as good as you think. It's just that the quarterback makes them look better. Quarterback makes them look better. Patrick Mahomes was trying to escape the pocket all day yesterday. Throwing picks and all that stuff. On the run, making throws under the same amount of level of pressure. Same amount. Lamar Jackson running for his life most of yesterday. I mean, some of y'all may have not have seen the Chiefs versus Chargers game. You saw that pressure they was getting on Mahomes, and they weren't even sending many blitzes. Did you see all that pressure they were sending to Mahomes? All these O-lines out here struggle against pass rush. It just ain't an easy thing to do in the NFL. That's why your quarterback has to have those wheels to make plays and extend them with their legs. They have to. So Jacoby Brissett with this O-line is the best thing for the Miami Dolphins. I know people don't want to acknowledge that or, give it any thought. But I'm telling you, yesterday, had Jacoby not played, I'm telling y'all now, we probably wouldn't have put up more than 17 points, and we would have been, the talk of the day would have been, oh my gosh, this O-line is so bad. That would have been the talk of the day. This O-line is so bad. And I told y'all, regardless of the O-line being bad, are you still leaving meat on the bones? Are there still opportunities and plays to be made regardless of the bad O-line play? And the answer is yes, and Jacoby Brissett made a lot of those plays yesterday. A lot of the plays that would have been sacks on the regular, Jacoby Brissett made them. That play to Gesicki at the end on 4th and 20, ain't no way that play ever gets converted. He threw the ball after like 7 seconds. There's no way that play would have been converted. Avoiding the pressure, running crazy, running one way, resetting your feet instead of throwing on the run. Jacoby reset his feet, slung it to Gesicki. Ain't no way that play gets made. No way. So good job by Jacoby Brissett keeping us alive with this O-line. With this O-line that ain't great. And making them look decent yesterday. Helping them look decent yesterday. I want to know from y'all, what did y'all think about the O-line yesterday? I ain't talking about last week, the weeks before. What did you think about the O-line yesterday on a scale of 1 to 10? On a scale of 1 to 10. What did you think about the O-line yesterday? On a scale of 1 to 10, and be honest. Don't be haters just to drive a point. I want you to be honest with yourself. Try it one time. One time, try it. What would you rank the O-line yesterday? Anybody who's below a 6, you're hating. You're hating on that O-line. You're driving a narrative for them to look bad. Anybody who ranks it under a 6, you are driving a narrative for them to look even worse. Somebody said, TD, the point is this, TD, you should not need to run from pressure. The pressure should be blocked. If the O-line was good, our O-line sucks. Simple. Name me a quarterback in the NFL that don't run from pressure outside of Brady. Because the man calls his protections. He knows his reads. He knows everything he needs to know about football and gets it done. Name to me a quarterback in the NFL that doesn't get pressured. Please name me one other quarterback in the NFL that don't get pressured. And Brady got pressure yesterday. Name me a quarterback in the NFL that don't have to run from pressure to escape pressure. Y'all being unrealistic to try to prove a point. Y'all being unrealistic to try to prove a point. The point is you shouldn't have to run from pressure. That's the goal, but tell me one team that's ever been successful not having to. One team that's been successful not having to. That's my point exactly. If you dig deep, you'll find 2 quarterbacks in the NFL that just has all the protection in the world. But I tell you what, their defense probably sucked too. You're being unrealistic. This is normal in the NFL. Y'all act like the O-line has to be perfect. Newsflash, you will never have a perfect O-line. So what were people ranking it, man? The O-line. Let's see what people ranked it. 6, 6, 6. 4, trash. 6, 6. 2, okay. They looked all right. 7. It was improved. 7. 6, 6. 1. 7.5. 6, 6. And thank y'all for giving me your votes. Because all y'all who gave 6 and 7s, that's exactly what they were. All y'all who talk about 1 and 2, you're showing how much you're hating. You're showing how much of a narrative you're trying to drive. You're showing it. It wasn't even possible for them to be a 1 or 2. When they were sucking in previous weeks, they were at least a 3. And that's my whole point of it all. This O-line was not trash yesterday. It's funny how they look better when you got a quarterback who can escape the situation more. And for the record, once again, Tua is a better passer. If we had a great O-line, Tua would be the better guy. But we don't. So you need a quarterback that's going to make your O-line look better because they're going to extend plays and make plays with their legs. and throwing at the buying time. And that's what it is. This O-line had a good game. Wasn't great. Wasn't They started out rough and then they protected Jacoby Brissett. It's funny how the man only gets sacked 2 times. Somebody told me before the week started, Jacoby Brissett is probably going to get sacked 8 times tomorrow. That's what somebody told me on Saturday. They said Jacoby Brissett is probably going to get sacked 8 times. Going to be running for his life. I don't see us putting up more than 10 points. And that's why some of y'all mad because the narrative is being proven that it ain't just the O-line. It's a combination of the type of quarterback that you have. You got to have a good quarterback that can escape pressure and handle it. And I'm not discounting the O-line. O-line got to play well, especially to win a Super Bowl. O-line has to play well. They have to. But right now, you need a quarterback that's going to make the difference. It's going to be an interesting next few weeks, y'all. Because I want to know if they're going to stay down this path, because Stephen Ross, I know he does not want to miss the playoffs this year. This was the year where he figured, I think we need to make the playoffs. This is the year right here. This is the year Stephen Ross wants to make the playoffs. And we've already dug ourselves in a hole. And it's not over. It's still serviceable. 5 losses is all you can give up. If you have 6, you can get lucky and get in. But right now, to guarantee playoffs, you're only allowed 5 losses. We're 3 games in and you already got 2 of them. We're 3 games in and you already got 2 of those losses. Stephen Ross want to make the playoffs. There's something else I got to talk about. Just got back to the house, so you might hear some wind out here. But something else I want to talk about. I got to talk about Chris Grier. I have to talk about Chris Grier for a second. A moment of honesty. Chris Grier is officially on the hot seat, ladies and gentlemen. He definitely is on the hot seat. Oh my gosh. We just got to be honest about some stuff. The Miami Dolphins have had 5 first round and like almost, I don't remember, 3 or 4 second round picks in the last 2 years. Your biggest assets my bad, y'all. It cut me out for a second there. Your biggest assets in the draft, you've really been messing those up. Chris Grier has really been messing those up. And the sad part about it is the entire NFL is seeing what's going on. They out here writing all these articles about how Dan Marino, Brian Flores wanted Justin Herbert, and that Ross and Grier wanted Joe Burrow and couldn't get him and decided on Tua Tagovailoa. And this ain't about Tua. I'm just showing you the decisions that were made. Also, you draft Austin Jackson, and that's looking rough right now. He still can develop just like Tua can, but it's looking rough. You draft Noah Igbenogany, who still can barely get on the field. You come back and you get Waddle, who is a playmaker, but would he have been the most valuable pick for this team? You go get Jalen Phillips, who was a lot more active yesterday, but still not showing up in a way of other players that were available. Javon Holland, maybe the one bright spot so far. Chris Grier has had a multitude embarrassment of riches in draft capital and in free agency. That's another thing that he just can't he just can't knock out of the park. It makes, and he's failing in that area. Somebody said no Holland balling TD. I said that's the one area where you might have got it right. I already said that about Holland. I said that's the one guy that you might have got it right. But overall, he's in trouble right now. He's in trouble right now. And it's not a good look. It's not a good look at all. And I can actually see his job being on the line, depending on how well or how bad we do this year and how his decisions affect this year. And another thing, that's another reason why I feel like he's going to make a move before the trade deadline. I think he's going to give up the farm and bring in Deshaun Watson. And that may end up being his saving grace. What I think they're waiting on with the Watson situation is what people need to understand. The grand jury, they actually have a date. I think don't quote me on this, but it's sometime early October. They have a date where they have to, basically they'll be deciding if charges will be brought or not. And that day is going to mean everything. Because if the grand jury comes out and says, we have decided not to pursue any charges against Deshaun Watson, he's going to call Houston and give up the farm. Because no one cares about the civil suits. They only care about the criminal, whether or not he'll be available to play on the field. Somebody said, when's the date? I forgot. I have to look it back up. But it's sometime in October, and that's before the trade deadline in November. So I think that's what everybody's waiting on. The grand jury says they are not pursuing any charges. We are going to be the first ones in line, and we're going to give up the house for Deshaun Watson. As a matter of fact, there's going to be plenty other teams that are going to jump right back into it. Pick that up real quick. This is the reality. If they do anything before that date, it's a straight up form of desperation. Somebody said put in Sinet next game. Y'all got to stop. What's the farm? Let me give y'all an example of the farm. Y'all going to be mad at me when I tell y'all what the farm is. The farm is all three of your first round picks during the next 2 years, both of your second round picks for the next 2 years. They're going to send off a player like Christian Wilkins. Got to go through the I'm just trying to look through. They'll send a guy like Christian Wilkins. They'll also send 2 expiring contracts like Jakeem Grant and Albert Wilson. One of those guys, maybe, not both. And then they'll add in about 4 other picks, there'll be a combination of 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounders. So you have 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, a combination of 3rd and 4th rounders, and a guy like Christian Wilkins. You read the reports yesterday that they've lowered the asking price for Watson because there are no suitors. There's only one suitor, and that's the Dolphins. Everybody dropped out of interest because they were ridiculous with the price. And when they finally saw that the Dolphins wouldn't be desperate and go for it, they would play Jacoby Brissett. They put out those reports. They had it out there that they've lowered the price. And before they were being ridiculous, y'all. I think there was a whole bunch of rumors on what they wanted before. But let me tell y'all what they wanted before. A lot of people were wrong about what they wanted. So they wanted 3 firsts, 3 seconds, and a combination of young, good players. Like 2 to 3 good players. That's what they wanted. Which nobody's going to give them. And they thought, and we're not going to budge. We'll see how bad people want them. And they found out, not bad enough. Not bad enough. And thank you, at least on this, Chris Grier, by not feeding into those demands. Now, if Chris Grier trades for Watson right now, between now and the date that they know that he's criminally cleared, he's going to still pay a hefty price. They've lowered the price to 3 firsts and 3 seconds. Right now, we got 3 firsts. We got 3 seconds if they want to stretch it out 3 years, which is probably not an issue either. We have the 3 firsts and 3 seconds, and it's not bad. But it comes with no guarantees. It comes with no situation where if he gets suspended or whatever it may be, we get certain picks back. That actually, believe it or not, ain't a bad price. But the issue is, if he's criminally cleared, the price goes right back up. I mean, that's already up. I mean, 3 firsts and 3 seconds, it's already up. But it's also a top 5 franchise quarterback. Ladies and gentlemen, some teams would give up 5 first-round picks for Deshaun Watson and a few more little picks sprinkled in. Listen, let me be clear about something. Let me tell y'all what Deshaun Watson is worth without any criminal situation, without any lawsuits. Say the whole thing never happened. I need y'all to understand what Deshaun Watson is actually worth. Deshaun Watson would be worth about 6 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and a few sprinkle picks after that. This man would be worth 6 first-round picks, 3 second-round picks, and some sprinkles. Y'all can say no all you want, but you've never seen a top 5 quarterback in his prime, early prime, might I add, should actually be going into his prime on the market. Y'all have seen teams that get franchise quarterbacks that have already played 10 to 12 years in the NFL. Y'all need to understand that the reason why he'd be worth over 6 first-round picks with no issues, no scandals, none of that mess, is because you're getting a franchise quarterback for the next 15 years. Y'all talking about maybe 4 first-round picks. How is it going to be 4 first-round picks when the 3 that they're asking for, plus the 3 seconds and players, is worth more than 4 first-round picks? And that's with a scandal. Are y'all thinking about that? Look what they're asking for now with a situation, a legal situation. And somebody says 7 years the most, not 15. What are you talking about? Do y'all know how long elite quarterbacks play in the NFL who don't get hit, aren't who use their legs and can escape or even if they get hit, fall the right way? Brady is a testament to this. This isn't the old NFL where quarterbacks only last 12 years. I am telling y'all now, quarterbacks can have 20-year careers easily now. Easily. The dude said 7 at most, not 15. So Watson's only going to play 12 years in his career? Said Brady is a machine, though. Yeah, but even if you're not a machine, at a minimum, you could play 15 years in the league. I mean, I don't know. I mean, how many years has Brady played now? When did Brady come in? What year did Brady come in? What year did Brady enter the league? What year did Aaron Rodgers enter the league? What year did Ben Roethlisberger enter the league? Only reason some of these quarterbacks don't play up to 20 years because they actually have like shoulder or neck injuries. Brady, 2000, everybody got different numbers. 2001, 2000, 2005. Ben was 03. So Ben's on 18, 19 years now. 18 years. And probably got one or two more. And he started in the era where he was taking a lot of abuse. Will Watson be suspended? Absolutely. I think what they're going to end up doing is if there's no criminal charges, they're going to give him an 8-game suspension. He's going to appeal it. They're going to reduce it to 4. And another thing, ladies and gentlemen, remember, bringing in Watson doesn't necessarily mean it has to do it this year. It's just about securing the future, where you got the biggest position in the game of football secured. The most important position in the game of football, having it secured. Brady's 21 years, and Brady said he might go to 45, I think, somewhere around that. Somebody said Luck. Are you talking about Andrew Luck? That's what I'm saying, unless they have a significant injury. The quarterbacks can easily do 20 years if they're good enough. And that's what I'm trying to get across to some of y'all. If they're good enough, they could do 20 years. That's what the NFL is set up to be now. So don't compare with me players who are average or just good. Honestly, I'm curious. How long has Derek Carr been in the league? I'm just curious. How long has Derek Carr been in the league? How long did Phillip Rivers play in the league? TD, you think we still pull the trigger if Watson can't play next year as well, just hypothetically? They're going to get a franchise quarterback that they have no questions about, that don't need development, that don't need to take the next step. I mean, let's look at Josh Allen for a second, y'all. Somebody said Carr about 4 years. You crazy? That man done been in the league over 7, 8 years now, maybe even 10. And still pretty much got another 7 to 10 years at a minimum, in my opinion. But anyway, back to this. I want y'all to think about this. I want y'all to focus on Josh Allen for a second, because everybody loves using Josh Allen as an example, right? Josh Allen started out as a rookie, struggled at times, right? Second year, some of the same, but at the same token, you saw attributes and things that was worth building on. But when did his game really take off and start to flourish? When he started using his legs, ladies and gentlemen. It's that simple. When he started using his legs, when he started avoiding pressure, extending plays, at a minimum, the Miami Dolphins are going to want a quarterback like that. And you got to ask yourself, do we have one on the roster right now who's going to extend the plays and play on a level of Josh Allen, buying more time? That's what you got to think about. That's the reality. And don't tell me Diggs, Gilberto, because do we not have weapons on our receiving core? Do we not have weapons on our receiving core? This Deshaun Watson talk show now? Yeah, it might as well be because we want to win in Miami. And right now, we're looking at our team situation, and I want y'all to think about it. How can the Miami Dolphins still win? How can we still win? There ain't nothing you're going to be able to really do about this O-line right now. Ain't nobody in the league trying to give you one of their best O-linemen this early in the season when they're still trying to, make a playoff run. There ain't nothing you could do to really make this O-line better right now. Like, let's be realistic. So what's the best move to help make this team better right now? TD, you look like Brissett. Appreciate that. Thanks. What is the best thing that this team could do right now, ladies and gentlemen, to make this team better? So when you say, "Oh, this the Deshaun Watson show right now," that's what it is? If that's the solution to making this team better right now, then hey, name it that. Name it that. We trying to win. What you wanted to be? The hopeful show? Doing the same thing over and over again, hoping for a different result? Is that what you wanted to be? I don't get it. Somebody say maybe a different O-line coach. Lord, how many of them you want to change in and out? A new O-line coach? Didn't we do that like 2 years ago? One guy was on drugs, got rid of him. The next one still looked bad, got rid of him, and brought in another guy. I mean, how many O-line coaches we want to get? Same thing with the quarterback coaches. Same thing with the offensive coordinator. How many y'all want to go through? At what point do we look in the mirror and say we need to have better personnel too? Coach after coach after coach after coach. At what point do we say, you know what, we need to just improve our personnel? "21 years going on 22 years where we haven't had a legitimate quarterback who can threaten you in every aspect of the game, and there's one available and y'all want to overlook it. Y'all want to overlook it. Something that's very hard to get. The only way you get them is if you gamble in the draft and look out and be like, yes, I can't believe we have such a great player. You think the Chargers knew what they were getting with Herbert? None of us knew what Herbert would be. We knew he had talent, but we didn't think that he'd play like this. We didn't think that he'd show up on the biggest stage like this. We didn't think that from day one he would lead the troops and look like a star quarterback like this. Nobody knows that. You luck out in the draft. When you grab your quarterback, you're hoping that they turn out to be great. You're gambling. And for the first time in almost forever, there's a opportunity to get a franchise guy who's only played 5 years in the NFL. And I'm supposed to not talk about that. I'm supposed to just ignore that player. I'm supposed to act like he don't exist. Oh, this the Deshaun Watson talk show? Some of y'all, boy, how bad do some of y'all want to win? Because some of y'all don't sound like you want to win bad enough. Y'all feel like y'all acting like there is a fix in our current system. Y'all acting like there is a fix with the personnel that we have now that's going to get the job done. Y'all act like with everybody we got in that building right now, if we just do this or that, we'd be one of the best teams in the NFL. No, the O-line isn't great. We're getting subpar QB play. And at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, do you replace 3 or 4 offensive linemen, which again is 3 or 4 positions, or do you replace one position at the quarterback position? And that one person might make those 3 or 4 guys on the O-line who aren't playing well at least look manageable, look decent. That's what it's about. That's what it's about, man. I also think that we kind of got robbed yesterday in some areas. I wish you could challenge whether a pass is a pass interference. Y'all saw both of those deep balls, one to Parker and one to Fuller. The defender got there before the ball got there, and both of those were pass interferences. Both of those plays were pass interferences. I think we got robbed, and that was probably that's a part that we would definitely have won the game if they would have gave us those. But also, they're not going to call those that late in the game. If it was against us, they probably would. But you know what I'm talking about. But at the end of the day, we missed the field goal. Jason Sanders, my homie, but man, he missed that field goal. And that pass in the end zone from Jacoby Brissett, which, oh my God, I can't even believe was possible. I wish, I'm going to be honest, I wish Waddle was a heads-up guy where he would have been like, oh, let me just bat it down. It ain't worth catching. Even though that's still on Jacoby Brissett, why would you throw it in your own end zone? But it's on the play caller too. Why would you even have a route in your own end zone? Why would you even have a play where you're throwing the ball in your own end zone? That's some 5-finger plays where somebody deserves to get slapped. TD talking to us in the shower. I'm actually sitting at my dining room table, and my wife just walked in and turned on the sink. He said, I'm talking to y'all from the shower. Man, bad play call, but also bad for Brissett. He should have known not to do that. It's just bad all around. But you know what? That great quarterback would never throw that. That great quarterback would probably check out of that play. That great quarterback might have called a timeout, went on the sideline, called the offensive coordinator over, called Flores over, and say, we need to be on the same page. What the heck type of play are you dialing up where I'm snapping the ball in the end zone and I got a route in the end zone? It's stupidity. Do y'all understand great quarterbacks have a voice? Great quarterbacks that know the game can call you out. Look at what Big Ben did the other week. He basically was shaming the OC. Well, you're going to have to ask the offensive coordinator about that. He's the one called that play. He shamed the OC. Great quarterbacks have a voice. Y'all think they're going to be coaching Deshaun Watson? You think they're going to be sitting there helping him? Man, they're going to be soaking up information from Deshaun Watson like a sponge. It's going to be a collaborative effort. Same thing with Brady in New England. Same thing with Brady in Tampa. You think come on, y'all. You think they ain't got free reins and telling the OC what he sees and what he want to do and what he like to do? Somebody said that's still coaching. You're riding Watson way too hard. Patrick, stop ignoring an elite player, bro. You're not riding them hard enough. How about that? Some of y'all are willing. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is amazing to me. This is amazing to me. For some reason, I feel like some people would have that. Some people would be arguing if Patrick Mahomes was available. For some reason, I feel like some people would be arguing with me if Patrick Mahomes was available. I truly believe that now. Some of y'all would be tripping on me, saying making excuses if Patrick Mahomes was actually available. Good morning. Good. I honestly, I really can't believe that. I just can't believe it. And then struggled. And then my bad, y'all. I had to grab something real quick. Mahomes actually caused them that loss yesterday. They all do. Every quarterback has tough days. Every quarterback has tough days. It is what it is, man. But we're after the 8 o'clock hour, y'all. We're after the 8 o'clock hour. This is TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Y'all go check out Miami Sports Music. I know that they're going live right now. We'll be back at it later today, man. Talking about some of this. Good morning, Cammie. Good morning. Yeah, you have waffles and sausage. Waffles and sausage. Yeah. I know. All right, y'all. I'm finna get out of here. Miami Sports Music. I know that they should be live right now. It's TDPHINSTALK, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. We got some things we got to tighten up, man. But we'll see. All right, y'all. Peace. Talk to you soon.